Namaste, Jai Bharat. Some leaders in Greenland was saying these days, yesterday, today, something that their allegiances are to the Kingdom of Denmark. He is just repeating history. Well, they had been historically had their allegiance to Denmark and certainly not to the US. And the Trump US, let me call it as Trump US because US will have different character with somebody else, different character with somebody else. In many cases, that's the case with many nations. People have different characters, different rulers. So the Trump US has already brought the Venezuelan president from sleep, handcuffed him. This is a dump kind of activity, and brought him to USA and put him in some jail. And now he says Greenland is something which he wants. He wants. Well, he can say that I want it. He can say so many things like that, and he had been saying so many things like that. Some time back, he was telling that he is instrumental in ending Operation Sindoor. As a matter of fact, as we heard subsequently, not then and there, later, is that 50 to 60 times this Pakistan implored America to somehow get this operation stopped. Pakistan is very boisterous in words. That's what we call them as Lahoris. Lahori would mean they say anything, but there'll be nothing in it. It's worse than the story of empty vessels. They make such noise. And Pakistan makes this noise deliberately. Pakistani army had even misinformed their political authorities, saying that we have downed so many of the aircraft of Bharat those days. So the Shehbaz Sharif character believed that the army says they have downed some Rafales of our Bharat. He goes to UN and repeats the same story. Actually, nothing of that sort happened, but the army himself lies to the political leadership that we have done this. The army wanted to say that they had been very successful, and this Asim Munir character wants to become field marshal, whatever he wanted. He had become already, and he wanted to become an authority without really staging a military coup, because with military coup he becomes a military dictatorship. He will lose many international contacts. He wouldn't want that. He wanted to be good in the eyes of others, but can be as brutal as possible in his personal life and to others, his own people actually. Others means his own people. These people have no sense of loyalty to the land. They don't have, because that's not their land to begin with. That's our land. We have sense of loyalty to land. We treat land as mother, and these Pakistanis don't. They just forced it out of us. And the British were very happy to break Bharat. The way they looked at other world is known to us. Why should we say about such things? It's known to the entire world. And this man says all stories, tells lies that they have won, because he wanted to cheat his people into believing that he had been a great hero, they had fought a great battle. And the Pakistani people are so susceptible to such idiosyncrasies, they believe it. They believe it because these people have a character of being emotionally foolish. They're emotional fools, Pakistanis. They would be instantly and happily accepting anything that's emotionally soothing to them. They would not go into the rational part of it. They would not think. They'll be just blindly happy to hear it, believe, and be happy about it. That's what we call them as emotional fools. In their own language, they call themselves as Jazba or Jazbati people. That's what they consider. And they think that's a great quality. That's unfortunate. I don't know how they got this idea into their minds. That's a great quality of being this emotional foolishness. So Such emotional fools can be made to believe in nonsense when it suits and suits their emotional imagination. That's precisely what they had been doing that. But then back of the fact of the matter is that when they were getting smothered by the Bharatiya forces, 11 of their bases were miserably destroyed. Their hangars were destroyed with the aircraft parked within. The AVAX on the ground was destroyed. So many things. And their nuclear stockpile, which doesn't belong to Pakistanis originally, whom should it belong? People should know. That was miserably attacked. And those non-Pakistanis who were maintaining that nuclear pile, about 250 people of them were killed. That's what another news says. How accurate, I don't know. This one story which appears logical, because if a missile hits such an underground facility, well, people inside that would die. They would die. There's no way out. With all those things, those who are directly involved in war in Pakistan or from Pakistani side, those who knew what's happening, they knew that this is going to be beyond what they could ever imagine. So 50 to 60 times they kept requesting America to somehow intervene, it seems. And then there was a call, it seems, from J.D. Vance to Delhi. Our army man called. And then he was told that let their army person call us. Then their army person called us. So we agreed to a cessation of fire, pausing of fire. Not that Operation Sindoor is stopped, but paused, kept in abeyance. This is what has happened. But then we hear, see, the US President should be a little more responsible and sensible, obviously. I don't want to use this word, but then can't help it. He started taking credit. Actually, he claims credit that he entered this conflict. Well, that's farce. And that's a lie in common language. Many such lies he spoke. And then somewhere I heard somebody was telling that again the same person claimed that he had a hand in the Chandrayaan of Bharat. So he wants to take credit of everything. And does he think that he can fool the world and everyone is like Pakistanis who would believe whatever he says? I don't think. Majority are not fools, should not be fools. But at least those sensible people will know that this whole story is cooked up false claims. But that's miserable. Such is head of the state is that too head of a state of a powerful nation speaks lies to convenience and speaks one thing today, changes it tomorrow, again changes it day after, and all kinds of confusion he creates because he is not very clear in concepts of what he is up to. I don't know what's the fate of that nation with such people heading and how long they will continue. And they are in trouble with all the kinds of tariffs. Ultimately, the citizens of US will have to pay for whatever tariffs. What others suffer is secondary for them. For them, what is primary is that they have to end up paying more if they want. And that part nobody is bothered. That's not a welfare means. Should have been welfare society. That's not a welfare means. That's actually coercing. Coercing the society just because of this man's ego. Well, ego is a disease which has no which has no remedy, which has no medicines. So one has to put up with such people so long as they remain in authority. And sooner they go out of authority, people will start speaking all kinds of things again of no use, but then people will speak and these things will happen. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.